Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to this session. I'm actually recording this on Wednesday and this is in Central Standard Time. The London Open is actually in about 1 minute's time, and in today's session we're going to be reviewing my live trades from Monday and Tuesday, and we'll also look at some oil trades on CL. I just fired off because the ES has been absolutely dead the last couple of hours. So let me pull up the PowerPoint here. So this is session 163. We will be reviewing 2 live trading sessions. I'll play back the trades so you can see how I trade them. I think most of them I got on camera. Some I fired off I think later on, but anyway, you'll see that in a moment. So the $1,000 a day challenge: if $1,000 is not enough, increase your position size. Now, it doesn't matter which market you trade, whether it be futures, forex, or stocks. You apply the exact same strategies as you're about to see, the exact same strategies I trade on gold, oil, the NQ, etc. As always, there is a risk in trading. Please don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. So I mentioned that we're going to be looking at 2 sessions trading, believe it or not, the 1 tick Renko chart. Now, the 1 tick Renko chart is impossible to trade during the New York hours. It's probably tradable about 60 to 70% of the time during the Globex hours, which is the after hours market. And the advantage of ES, of course, is we've got great volume on the ES 23 hours a day in which the market is open. So we'll get to those in a moment, but just very quickly on the oil trades I just fired off, and let me perhaps just show you this here. And we've just look, there would have been a setup there and another one. You would have had an entry just there. So I actually ended up having 4 trades, 4 from 5. And if I just look, I went short here and unfortunately got stopped virtually straight away. But over here, before I got underway, so this is what's that, an hour ago now, you can see there that I fired off trading 6 contracts. I shorted here, took another one just here, and look, as good as what I call a pivot magnet trade. Where was that? Just up here, targeting the low of day at the time. Now that was 2700, 27.97. When I'm trading the 4 tick, I go for 400 a day per contract. And when it comes to trading oil, usually we could get away with trading the 2 tick. However, with the war in the Middle East, volatility is way up, and so therefore we need to be trading a larger time frame. Then I took this trade, which is really a no-brainer, T20-1 for members watching this, and I actually trailed this one. Okay, so we rallied straight up, ended up with 4162, as you're about to see in a moment, and see that there, that's what you call a pivot magnet and a pivot bounce. You know, the oil trade I took back there and still was a pivot magnet trade off to the low. This is a pivot magnet trade to the long side, but you'll see more of that in a moment. Now, some of the language that I use here, traders, may be foreign to you, but don't be put off by that. If you're a brand new trader, this ain't rocket science. It really isn't. It's a matter of learning the mechanical rules and learning how to trade the patterns that we see. Now on oil, if you're interested in the Texas T, you need an $8,000 account to trade the 4 tick within my rules. Now the brokers will tell you you need a lot less than that for day trading margin, and that's why, by the way, I only trade less contracts on the 4 tick. The higher the time frame, the larger the account size, I'll trade less contracts. But here you can comfortably target 400 a day, very comfortably. There's your 12 grand a week income within 10 weeks. That's the potential, and a hell of a lot more. In the end, I ended up with $693 per contract. This is based on 400, all within 1 hour. However, the market had slowed down, so there's a number of rules we want to follow, and I'll explain those rules when we go to the live recording in a moment. Just a very quick advertisement, stay with me. If you haven't already downloaded my free ebook, the truth about day trading, see the description link below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Better still, come and join me. Everything I show you here, everything I show you, all of my indicators for NinjaTrader, I've got most of them coded for TradeStation. And if you're using other trading platforms such as what do we got there, TradingView, etc., I give you all of my indicator settings. I've got a lot of members have coded a lot of indicators for other platforms which we provide free of charge, but either way I give you the indicator settings so you can set up and model my charts on any good trading platform, and you get lifetime access to the members area, which would be one of the most comprehensive websites, members areas for scalpers and day traders. It's literal. I don't know anything like this globally as far as videos available. There's over 35 PowerPoints, etc. I've been running coaching sessions. We're nearly finished, stay with me. I've been running coaching sessions now for over 10 years since I've been putting them into my Google Drive. This is month we're out now in what are we into now? We're into the May coaching folder now, so that's month 96, and within each session I provide you handouts, etc. I have a live trading room also, mustn't forget that. I have 294 members in that, and I have the coaching room, 315 members, and that is twice a week, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I run 2-hour live sessions. Now you can attend those for 1 month absolutely free. If you can't attend the live sessions, you can watch the recordings. There's no upsell there. If you choose to at the end of 1 month or 8 sessions, you can drop me an email and say, wow, this is fantastic, I want to continue. For a couple of $100 a month you can continue, but it's free initially, and it's not an automatic sign up. You've got to email me first if you wish to continue. You get all of this for $297, and I get you on the right track. Everything I'm showing you, all of the strategies, everything is included. Okay, let's get into this. Now, first of all, I'm a scalper. I will trail at times like I just did with oil, and the reason I trail with oil at the moment, with the volatility in oil, we're bouncing from one pivot to another, so it's just beautiful for pivot trading. Now I'm a scalper, and if you watch the movie Moneyball, it's about just get on base. Don't try to go for the home runs, just get on base. Now when it comes to trading the one tick Renko, how much do you really need to trade it and to never risk more than 2%, which is a 6 tick stop? You need $4,000. If you don't have that, you start on a micro contract, which I'll show you how that will work in a moment, or you start with a prop firm. You've got a ton of other options. So let's start with the micro. So let's just say, and even if you do have $4, $10, $100,000, as many of my traders do, start with just the micro, cut your teeth on the micro, then advance. Now if you start on the micro, which is 10% of the value of a big contract, it's $1.25 a tick, netting just $20 a day. Within 12 weeks your account size, and I have to say potentially, is then going to be within 12 weeks $4,600. You can now roll over and start trading the big contract. Now all you need is 4 scalps a day to hit that target. That's all you need. Now then once we roll over and we then target 200 a day in the big contract, and once again you're about to see me do that comfortably in a short period of time over 2 days, each day well and truly over the $200 mark, in 13 weeks you've now potentially got this. So once you roll over, there's your $10,000 a week income, and in 15 weeks potentially $20,000 a week. Now this is critical, traders. we only start trading an additional contract every time we get 4,000 extra in our account. We're trading with the market's money. Okay, very, very important. And for the young guns watching this, and up here, all you need is 3 6-tick trades, 3 scalps. Now for the young guns that are willing to go for 4 6-step scalps, $250 a day, you're there within 9 weeks, and within 12 weeks there's $25,000 a week potential income trading 20 contracts, which you have no problems doing. And for the super motivated, where if you're going for 5 steps, look where you are there within 8 weeks and 10 weeks. Now the question is, how do we do that? And that's what I'm about to show you. So first of all, this is Monday's trading 2 days ago. Okay, so I'm going to play you back the recording. Then I hit my target, which is $200 a day per contract. I won't get into why I target 200. It's a reason for trading capital allowance that I allow, but I go for 200 plus. There I had 3 from 3, and I'm up 21.19. Now a little later on, an hour or two later, I then had a very nice divergence trade. Okay, not there but up here, and I took that. That means I'd grossed 3,000. I'm now up to 2,800, which is 280. Now that was Monday. On Tuesday, yesterday, I then did a similar sort of thing. I was after my $200 a day, maximum of 6-tick stop, and I had well, that's not all 3. I had what did I do here? We had 1 here, got out. I then took a silly trade. My goodness, can I swear I had a brain fart. Okay, I then bought there and I got stopped immediately. Okay, so I got stopped immediately, and then I shorted the market. I went short from there. That was it. So I got stopped there, went short. Thank you very much. And down here then I went long just here. So that was 4 trades for 3 wins. And a little later later in the day, I then, well, when was that? An hour later or so, I then saw this 2D. Now I won't get into the double divergence trades and explain these, but then I was up to 20. I had 4 out of 5. Usually I'll quit once I hit my 2,000 plus. I believe in what I call POQ, the power of quitting. I hit my target. It's nothing worse. You're having a great day when you start giving it back. So I just love to get in, get out, get paid. And here are other legitimate entries that lined up. All of these lined up and would have all been winners, by the way. So let's now, how do I do it? What makes the difference? Let's go to the recording. So what we'll do, we're going to play back the Monday recording first of all, and I think if I remember correctly, maybe it was yesterday's, I actually cut it off. I went to hit the pause button. I actually hit the complete button, which wraps it up. So anyway, just here I've gone long. So here I've got a higher high and a higher low, and I've got a 6-tick stop which I've left in place. Now here I'm targeting 6 ticks. Now see the gold EMA. I want you to remember the term follow the gold. So for new traders, just follow the gold. Now there are 2 key setups that I have, 34Bs and 2Bs, that absolutely kick butt, and all new traders, I get them to focus on that setup. Now so we're not here all day, all night. I will move this along. I've entered. Generally speaking, I'll put my stop loss 1 tick under a swing. However, I've only got a 6-tick stop loss here, so I'll just keep the stop here for now where it is. Now if I'm trading the 2-tick Renko, I target generally, as you'll see in many of my videos, 325 a day. Here I'm only going for 200 a day, but I've also got a much smaller stop loss, and on average I'm targeting 6 ticks. Okay, so just there I've just put the details in there. Okay, now 3 net trades by 6 ticks will give you your 200. That's after any losses and after commissions. Now this is what I mean. See this one here, perfect entry. This one, all of these are legitimate entries. Okay, so and they're very mechanical in their nature, and that's what you're looking for. Now see what I just did then, how I compress my charts. What I'm looking for is above. I'm looking for pivots, because we bounce like here. See how we bounced off the pivot there? We bounce off pivots every single day. They act as price magnets, as well as major support resistance levels. Now here I've actually hit 1 2 3 4. I actually hit 4 ticks there. Remember, I'm after 6 ticks. Usually, not always, usually once I hit +5 I'll go to break even. It just depends on the momentum and how good I feel about the setup. Sometimes I'll go to break even, but then I'll pull my stop back. It just depends what I'm seeing. But one thing, I never increase my stop on the basis I hope that the market reverses, so, or goes back up, that is, if it goes against me. Now here, see how I've gone to break even at +5 here. So that's set up in my ATM, where that happens automatically sometimes, and here, and I can't remember. Oh yes, I'm going to bring it back down. Now here I'm bringing it back down just 1 tick below this swing, just there. So I've just got a 4 tick stop in place. And for members watching this was based on what we call a 16-13, which is a trend following setup. So let's just move this along a wee bit. So we've hit our target. Now let me go back here and show you something. Now see here how I've put an order in. So I've hit my target here, and I've now got an order, a resting order there, to go short. What I'm using, traders, is both an entry chart and an anchor chart 1, and I have a 2 that I refer to occasionally, based upon a key indicator on the anchor chart 1 that is telling me when to enter. There's a specific condition I'm waiting for to confirm the trade. So very mechanical in my approach. I know exactly where that's got to go, and I'll then go short, of course, once we hit that. And I've now got a 6 tick stop. You can see I'm 1 tick above, and I've got a 6 tick target. Now sometimes I'll increase that. For an example, see where my target is right now, 6 ticks. Quite often I'll pull it down to the cyan line. These are all support resistance levels. So here I've only hit 3 ticks, so haven't hit my target yet. Coming down. Now here I'm not at break even, so that's interesting. And I'm out of that now. 50, yeah, that was 6 ticks. Sorry, I just had to check that. So I did hit so 66, 60, yep. So I did hit 6 ticks. Sorry, I'm just jumping ahead to get through all of these videos. Now I'm going long again. For members watching, this is a 2B long. So we've got a 2B long right here. You can see there I'm filled, and come on, let's move this along. We've got other videos to review yet. Now see this swing point up the top here. I always look to the left when I take a trade. I look to the left. Where is my last major swing high, or if I'm short, major swing low? Why? We love to go and retest the high and the low. So here we've got our 6 tick target, 6 tick stop, just moving this along now, just there. So I've already hit it, and I'm just showing you what I call my anchor chart. Now right here I've now got this beautiful potential double top. Now I've already had my 3 out of 3. Okay, and we'll see in a moment. That's right, so I typed that in, so we'll see how that went. So I could see a 1D setting up. Now a 1D means I've got major divergence setting up on a higher time frame, so you can see that double top, and let's see what happens. I'm pretty certain, did that work out? Yes, it did. Okay, so down it went, so that 1D would have given you easily your 6 ticks again. Now that the 1D is a pattern. Now what's happening here? Now why is that not moving? I must have just left it filmed. So anyway, that, yes, we hit +6 there. Anyway, that's the main thing. So these, every one of these entries, traders, are patterns that we see in the market each and every day. So let's now go to yesterday's trades. Now I think I've got here 5 trades. This is video 1, so I've labeled this as video 1. I think what I did, and this might be the one where I accidentally hit pause or wrapping the video up. Anyway, here I've got a 6 tick stop. Now note where my stop is. Okay, I've only got a 5 tick stop there at the moment. Now moving it up to 6. My target is down below here. I want you to notice here, lower low, lower high, a new lower low, maximum of a 6 tick stop. The same rules apply. I'm after my, now there I actually hit +5, so I could have gone to break even and exited the trade. Now when I go to break even, that's my entry price, and I usually lock in 1 tick to cover commissions. Okay, so, and on the big contract, a tick is $12.50, a point is $50. There are 4 ticks to a point, and of course I teach you all of this. So we're coming down, I'm looking, and bang, I'm now filled. Okay, so I'll just move this along, and I can't remember where our next trade is. So that was the trade there. So $200 a day is 16 net ticks. So we see these little steps there. That is, each step is worth 1 tick. So as I mentioned, normally speaking, we're not trading the 1 tick, or you just can't during New York. You're trading typically a 4 ticks, sometimes 2 ticks chart. Now of course I trade also, you can use tick charts, volume, you can use range charts. It doesn't matter really with the setups. I just find that now let me just go back here, because here's my, I'm going to swear again, brain fart of a trade. So I went long there and I got stopped immediately. I don't even think I had time to hit record. And you know what, so members watching, I think I went long here based upon a slingshot long. It looked like that, but note the trend direction, traders. We're in a downtrend here, so as I said, it was a brain fart. Okay, I just shouldn't have taken that trade, but in a way it's good you see that, because you can recover very, very quickly. So I've now gone short, and this is a 2B short, by the way. So down here we can see is my target. Here I'm probably just putting a bad trade. It was just a silly trade. Now in this particular case, by the time I got in, I got some slippage, by the way. My stop is not 1 tick above. So here I've left my stop where it is. I'd actually technically need an 8 tick stop. I've decided to keep it at 6 ticks. And this is where then I think right there is where I then hit the wrong button. So let me go to video 2, and this is where we pick it up. And yeah, so this is straight on the video 2. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, I was thinking. And here we're now looking to head down. Now just see that low down here. I think I mentioned always look to the left. Where's your last swing? Now I'm not talking about minor swings, I'm talking about major or half decent, like there's a little swing there and there's a little swing behind there. I'm talking about the last major swing because they can make excellent targets. Now because I've gone short, I'm also looking below. What's below? Now see what I'm doing there? I'm just looking to see if I get a bounce there. We usually get some sort of bounce, some sort of support at that level, and we've just got to watch that because sometimes you can bounce and you haven't hit your target. Now what I'm looking at there is my higher time frame. That's what I'm looking at, and on the higher time frame you can see this potential double bottom here. I'm now looking below. Let me just move this along. Now see that right there? That's exactly what I mean. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6, we actually tagged 7 ticks just there. So I would have romped my 6 ticks in. However, I was going for a larger target, and I'll tell you why. This is a 200 EMA. When we cross under the 200, quite often that will identify the start of a new trend. And be very careful of counter trend trades when you first cross under a 200. Now of course I'm looking for other things to help confirm the trade as well, but overall, and look where our pivot is, way down here. Okay, so just there we'd come down 7, we'd hit 8, we've actually hit 9. Now I'm after 10 ticks here, and I always start to get a bit nervous. Now let's just move this along a wee bit, and this is a constant I won't say a constant argument, but I could have easily picked up 6 ticks and re-entered here and gone for another 6 ticks. So mathematically, usually, now notice here we've tagged my 10 ticks, didn't get filled, and that's important, by the way, that you know this, that just because you touch your target does not mean you've been filled. Look at the time it's taking here. Now I'm filled. Okay, and so I'm out of that trade. Now I've now gone long. Now here's what's happened here. I used a market order, and I can't remember exactly why. It was either a 2D, a T3. There's a good reason for going long here, and I actually had some slippage there. So I really should have, a 10 tick stop would be ideal to be below the swing. Now I actually recommend all new traders do not trade or take CT trades, counter trend trades. Stick with following the gold. There's no need to take CT trades. I've been day trading now for 28 years, so I'm pretty good at the CT trades, but they are more difficult to trade than trend trades and harder for new traders. And having hundreds in my trading room and in the coaching room, it's probably one of the greatest curses for newer traders and even experienced traders, where they want to keep taking CT trades, and you end up missing great with trend trades. So I'm just going to move this along. Here we're up there and we're filled. Thanking you very much. And that then wrapped up the session. I did better than that. Where is it? That doesn't include, that's right. And I think then, where was that? Sorry traders, I'm just gonna, and that's when later on I then went and took this trade not long after that. I mentioned you had some legitimate trades on their own, and then I took this 2D short. So traders, all of the setups that I trade are mechanical in nature. Okay, anyone can learn these. Now just looking at the oil chart just here for a moment, what can you see? See the black arrows? These are all potential entry points. See the white paint bar? Not there, but there, see the arrow doesn't give you an entry there or there, but I've got a potential entry there. I've got two entry signals there, two there. I've actually end up with two there. This, by the way, is called a money on the floor trade. Very high probability after pivot bounces. So trade wise, have I got either, I call it the super scalper or the 16H? There, and if you had have taken that, where's your stop go? One tick above. Now look what you're bouncing off down here. This is an EMA from a higher time frame, and see how you bounce. Now let's just have a quick look at the one tick live trading. So, and look at this right now. This is rubbish. The one tick, we don't want to be trading this. See the difference between that and how much smoother this chart is. Let's see what it looks like on a two tick chart rather than the one tick. Not a whole lot better. So when we can see we've got price action within a trading range, and that's what we've got right now, we want to sit on hands. I want you to remember the term, do you have a bounce off a trending EMA? Now here we're right at a pivot, which is also giving us support. So traders, I've covered a lot in this session. Come and join me for $297. If you're serious about mastering the art of day trading, let me teach you. I've been trading now for 28 years. I think I'm okay, pretty good at it, and you know what, I learn something new virtually every day. And traders, this isn't rocket science. It truly isn't. It's about learning the patterns and mastering your discipline and patience. Traders, we'll finish up here. We're 32 minutes in. Thank you, and hope to see you on one of my sessions. Thank you, traders.